Hey, yesterday I cooked a whole chicken hanging in my UDS. If you want to find out how I did it, stick around. If you don't, bye, Felicia. Hey, welcome to Big Lou Barbecue and other things I want to do. I'm glad you stuck around because I'm going to show you how I cooked an amazing chicken yesterday. And I like to cook chickens like this, but I haven't done it in quite a while. In my old ugly drum smoker, they call them nowadays, upright drum smoker, and then UDS got that, derogatory name, and us UDS users just kind of took it. Yeah, we'll call it ugly drum smoker. Anyway, I built it. I'm not trying to sell you anything in this video. I'm not trying to sell you a rub. I'm not trying to sell you a sauce. I'm not trying to sell you a grill brand, smoker brand, anything like that. I bought the chicken, and the rub I use is because I had that rub from back in the days when I used to have a YouTube channel, and people would send me stuff, but it's not going to be like that anymore because I don't have a YouTube channel anymore. Yeah, you're not watching me. Anyway, and I built this smoker that I smoked in. I built it myself. I did do it with parts from UDS Parts in Ugly Drum Smokers, Texas 6 years ago. But those are good guys, if you want to build one, man. But, hey, I built it and hung the thing in there and I put the rub on it and I injected it. This is how that happened. All right, the first thing you want to do with your chicken is pat it dry. I like to use paper towels and then just dispose of them. But I guess you could use an old rag or t-shirt or something, but who wants to wash all that chicken grease, Anyway, I'm using Louisiana Creole butter marinade. Make sure that your vessel that you draw the marinade up from is not the jar that you stored it in or that it came in. Put it in the breast, put it in the legs, put it in the wings, both the drumettes and the flats. Use different angles from the holes that you go into that way and in this way and in that way like that. And so make sure you get the thighs. I hadn't got that leg yet, so let's go ahead and get that leg. And then once I shot it all up with the injection, I poured some of the rest of that injection out of that vessel I was using for it down the cavity and then rubbed it all over the skin. Some people might call that a binder or something to put the rub on. And then I'm using it's a Jealous Devil, Slap Your Daddy, Harry So kind of thing. I think somebody sent it to me back in the days when I used to have a YouTube channel. I don't know. I need to get it used up. It's kind of old, and you can see it starting to cake up there. But whatever, it tasted good on this chicken. And now I've got this contraption, this doohickey gizmo, whatchamacallit, whiz-bang thing, that hangs a chicken, and they don't make this kind anymore. But I really do like it. It also hangs a turkey. Got different levels of where the threads are and stuff, and these two little things, and I can kind of lock them in there in sort of this X pattern, and then the legs will fit down through there, and they'll be supported up on the chicken like that so that they don't fall down. And it's going to hang in the UDS just like that. Now, I like to light this UDS with a contraption, a doohickey called a Looftlighter. And it works really, really well. It's long enough that I can reach down in there. But you could use, fire starter cubes or dump a small chimney of coals on top or however you prefer to light your UDS. But the past 4 or 5 years, I like to light it with this doohickey right here, the Looftlighter. Anyway, I've had that for about 5 years and it still works as good as the day I got it, though it doesn't look quite as good anymore. And once it's lit, I go ahead and put one of those hickory chunks. I got 3 hickory chunks in there over where at the place where it's burning to get it going pretty good. I shut up the UDS, and once the white smoke clears and it gets up to near 300, I drop the chicken in. And I install the hanging rack instead of the grill grate so I can hang the stuff from it. Shut it down and let it get up to temperature. All right, so I hung it on that hanger thing. They don't make those hangers anymore. I wish they still did, but I like it because it kind of gets that X pattern and the legs go through that and then they don't sink down and fall off because sometimes the leg and thigh meat can kind of fall off the breast and body of the bird. I might have hung it a little too low. Tried to cook it in the neighborhood of 275 to 300 with 325 being my top. It got up to around 360 at one point. Then I backed it down and it got down to almost 200 and I had to turn it back up. But you should count on 90 minutes to 2 hours to cook a chicken. That one I think was about 6 pounds and it took 2-ish hours-ish. Pulled it when it was 160. All right, very thin light smoke coming out of that, and close enough to 300 degrees, and it's gonna climb a little bit when I open it up and put the chicken in there. All right, it's gonna drop this chicken, hanging in there just like that over the coals. Barbecue carrots, they can go right there. All right, let's put a probe in it. So I'm just gonna unwrap this from my little thing. This is the ThermalWorks square dot. It's not very expensive. We'll put that right there into the breast. And then I've got this cork probe port. I'm gonna show you how this works. Pull it through there. If you don't know how to do a cork probe port, let's take a look at it. All right, I got these cork probe ports that I make, and they're really easy. About 50 cents will get you 2 of them. And I replace them maybe once a year. I probably need to replace that one, but it works for now. Seals up real nice, cheaper than the silicone things you buy, and you know, it works. Chicken's 54 degrees, but it'll soon get hotter. All right, made that sauce for it while it was cooking, and I tell you what, I like the Alabama sauce. A lot of people put horseradish in it. Maybe the original one at Big Bob's or whatever had a horseradish in it. But the recipe I use comes out of the Stephen Reichling's old Grilling 101, part of his Barbecue Bible series. And it's real simple. It's mayonnaise, it's white vinegar, it's sugar, it's a lot of black pepper, it's some salt, it's some garlic powder, and it's some onion powder. And I kind of Louisianified it a little bit by using, instead of white vinegar, I used cane sugar vinegar. And of course, I grew up near New Orleans. Blue plate mayonnaise for me, you know, blue plate. All right. Made in New Orleans, the mayo of the Gulf South is Blue Plate. Also used some cane vinegar from Steen's. Mixed all the ingredients up. I also added some lemon juice, good sauce. All right, this chicken is reading 165. Look at it in there. We had to move the drum inside because we got a little rain shower. Yeah. Done. Done, done, done. And the thighs, way done. Yep. Let's take a look at it. Woo! Come on out of there. Pull it out real quick. It's hot, man. Look at that chicken. Isn't it beautiful? Just gorgeous. Hey, we didn't get to eat the chicken right away when I pulled it. I pulled it at 160-ish, 161, 162-ish. Should be 165 to be safe to eat, but the carrier overcooked, and we didn't eat it for about 5 hours. We had someplace we had to go. So I came back home later, cut it up, and then we sprayed that sauce all over it. We didn't dunk it in the sauce like tradition, but we just kind of squirted the sauce all over it. Fantastic, fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching Big Lou Barbecue. I really appreciate you watching me cook yesterday's meal and today's sandwiches with that sauce on it. So good.